Season's greetings to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 113. We are here on a rainy, wet, cold Monday in San Diego, where we're going to go ahead and talk about a couple of things that we had going on over this past weekend. Two Balls Underwood with great Alan Underwood. We're going to go ahead and talk about Tulsa, Phoenix, 2 away games for San Diego Loyal and how those turned out. We're also going to go ahead and talk to Craig Elsten, the voice of the San Diego Sockers, the voice of your San Diego Wave. We're going to talk to him about his job as a PA announcer and everything that went down at Torero, because there was a Torero game and it was pretty good. We're also going to go ahead and talk about the World Cup qualifiers. We walked into the den of the U.S. What's the American Outlaws? Los Outlaws. We walked in, we walked out, and we got high-fived and stuff. Alan touched my breast. It was weird. We're going to get into that. And we're also going to talk about the games that ended up happening with Mexico, Honduras, U.S., Italy fails once again to qualify for the World Cup, and
mucho más.
Y mucho más. We actually just recorded a Two Balls Ileal that's going to go out on Wednesday. So all Spanish, recapping everything that happened over the weekend in Spanish.
What's up, Alan?
What's up, Alan?
What's up?
How are you doing?
How's everyone doing?
How are you? How are you?
You got quite a lineup tonight. Like, you have guests on guests on guests.
I think this is actually the first time that we have 2 guests or 2 people outside of this studio.
Alan's
on
not
the
a
same
guest
podcast.
Anymore.
He's family.
Alan's not a guest anymore.
He's familia. And as such, Alan, as the newest member of the family, you're gonna have to take the equipment and do all the work this weekend against San Diego Loyal, because Chiva and I are taking our first vacation in 2.5 years.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited. We're not together, by the way. Not together.
Wait, we're not?
No, I'm going
News
to
to me.
Cabos.
Oh, okay.
I am going to Cabos. Where are you going?
I'm going to Seattle.
Seattle.
So, I mean, today was a perfect day to just train myself for Seattle. It's going to be cold, wet, muggy. But, yeah, I mean, so that's going to be happening. The first time that we're missing a San Diego Loyal game since that other time that Alan covered for us.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. If you don't see us at Torero Stadium, that's why you don't see us there. Go get your big squeeze lemonade.
Oh,
Alan,
wow.
you had some lemonade this last time too. He got the 2 balls and a mic treatment. He got lemonade hooked up too.
You know who's in the chat right now?
Who's in the chat?
He hasn't been in a while.
Who's in
Toro
the chat?
Fuerte.
El Toro Fuerte. Do you know who the Toro Fuerte is? Have you heard about this, Alan? I know you're coming in, but
is that the hot bowl?
What? El Toro?
The strong bull. The strong bull.
Okay. Yes.
I got the bull
This
part.
guy drops the best 2 balls in a mic memes. Not 2 balls in a mic. The best Chiva
The best
memes.
Chiva memes. He like
on Twitter.
bullied him, and then Chiva got healthy and was able to breathe, and then he stopped out of nowhere.
He stopped, man.
Is that why you're going to combo? Just to show off that rockin' body of yours?
That 6-pack. Yeah, sure. What's up, Toto? Long time no see.
No, but a lot of people are joining because there was a lot of action happening over this weekend with San Diego Loyal. A week, not just weekend. Because, again, yes, I think we got screwed over. San Diego Loyal got screwed over. We talked about it a little bit with the scheduling, because they were, as we thought, right? Because they had to travel east for Tulsa, Oklahoma, the land of the tornadoes and stuff, I guess, right? Right? There's tornadoes over there. You know there was a tornado warning here in Chula Vista today?
There was?
Yeah. We had a tornado warning.
How come I didn't get one?
I don't know. But that sounds like the most terrifying thing of all time. But
let's get to it.
Yeah.
San Diego Loyal had a doubleheader this week. A game on Wednesday against Tulsa and one on Saturday against Phoenix. Let's talk about the Wednesday game, fellas. They lost, and Tony, you expressed that San Diego Loyal is not a very good away team.
So I took it upon myself to say, you know what? San Diego Loyal sucks away, and they have been sucking away, and they haven't been the team that blah, 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 blah. Like, I was upset. I was not happy with that performance overall, because it was disappointing. It was a very disappointing performance, especially seeing how dominant San Diego Loyal was for that entire matchup. The lineup that was out there, the quality of players that were on the pitch for San Diego Loyal. If you want to scroll down, we'll talk about the lineup here in a bit. This rain is just delaying everything, just like the freeways. Alan doesn't know what that means because
There was
he's
rotations
at
for
home.
this lineup.
He's at home.
I know what freeways are.
He's like, I haven't been on one in 2 weeks, but
That must be nice.
I went to pick up some chicken today, so I was on a freeway today.
nice.
And I just got back from LA this weekend, so I was on lots of freeways and lots of traffic. And it was
I'm
not
sorry.
fun.
Sorry to hear that.
I don't like LA. Don't
Hey.
like it.
What do you mean, hey? Stop. Okay?
That's
you were
my
sending-
hometown.
My hometown.
My hometown.
Coque
LA.
Vegas starts for the third consecutive match. His first away match, Coque Vegas is starting Elijah Martin, Kyle Adams, because there is no Nico Boxall, who is in international duty over in New Zealand, which means Camden Riley starts with the number 13 in that position. No Stoneman, you saw him limping out against the match in Sacramento. He was injured for the game. Jack Metcalf over at the left back position. Midfield, Alejandro Guido, Charlie Adams, captain, Evan Conway getting his start here. And number 30, you guys might have heard of him, Andrew Carlton, Mike Jones, and number 11, Tomi Moshabani, and Kyle Vassell starting. So I thought it was a strong lineup.
I don't like when Colin Martin doesn't start. I think the midfield looks a little lost without Colin Martin. Thoughts?
What did you think about this lineup, Alan?
I thought it was a pretty strong lineup. I don't disagree with Shiva. I mean, I think the team was pretty vocal about Colin Martin being like the most gifted technical player on the pitch last year. I think that article still exists on a website somewhere, talking about the partnership of Charlie Adams and Colin Martin and how important both of them are to the team, especially when they play together. I think they have a good partnership. But it makes sense, right? Like you're having to rotate some players on a really tough 2 road matches, and so you can't play. This isn't like a video game back in the day where you could just play the same guys game after game after game after game, because like
Now they get tired on the video games too.
They do. Now they do, right. But like back in like Tech Mobile, you can just like you can run essentially
with
like Walter Payton or whatever.
Yeah.
All game long, and he's fine. He gets up and he runs just as fast no matter what.
I think it was Bo Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I thought it was a strong lineup. I actually at the time I was pretty disappointed, but I think you're disappointed with the result, not necessarily with the way that they played over the length of the game. Shiva is going to say, another game where Kyle Vassell doesn't score. So are we concerned? This one,
Yeah, I mean, I said that on Wednesday
a lot of things were
Spaces.
said on Wednesday, I believe, from people who watched San Diego Loyal.
yeah, it didn't feel like a cohesive unit all of the time. It felt a little bit frantic, a little bit disjointed. It was kind of hard to see the game plan at times. It felt very much like kick it really long and hope Kyle Vassell does something with it.
Yeah.
But I think we forget some of the positives, like this Charlie Adams free kick that almost bends in the top corner. Like the goalie makes a really good play on that, and
goalkeeper who actually had a save of the week to match Coque Vegas's team of the week. So if anything, the goalkeeper was really good and had a good performance, as you were saying, Alan.
And I have officially been called out on Twitter by Tulsa's social media team for picking against them multiple times. Because like Tulsa's not necessarily like a great team. It just they do enough to win, which is nuts. And talking to some guys who follow that team, it's a tough place to play. It's a baseball stadium. It feels weird. And we've seen Tulsa now play not as good maybe as as Sacramento. And was it Sacramento? It was Sacramento. Was it Sacramento?
I'm not sure, man, but I don't like putting excuses for the team, but it must be hard to go into cold weather, a shitty baseball field.
Oh
shitty
boy, that
grass,
pitch was terrible.
and not be able to perform to where you might be, how you perform at home, Tulsa has every reason to play or win their home games since they're used to playing on that type of field. But Loyal should have.
Birmingham, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Loyal should have done better in this game. The goal seems, hopefully it's not a weakness in San Diego Loyal now, with Elijah Martin, those crosses from the left side to the right, and Elijah maybe not measuring the ball right or missing his mark, but it happened again in Phoenix. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this goal, man, like, I don't know, Tony. Like, so what do you think?
Yeah, no, we were talking about it on the Leal episode. That no, it's a good goal objectively, but yeah, Elijah Martin definitely gets beaten on that mark. Loses his man to his back shoulder, loses the ball essentially. I believe
those baseball lights are very bright. Baseball field lights are more brighter than soccer lights.
Sure, we'll go. Sure, I guess. But definitely, it's a good strike once it gets there, but it's not supposed to get there.
I think in Coca's mind here, he's thinking Elijah's got this. I'm not expecting a shot, and then the shot gets off, so he can't react as fast.
And he's also protecting that near post too, right? Like you have to protect that near post.
Yeah, always.
And it's basically like he touches the ball at the perfect angle, like probably not even on purpose, like sticks his foot out there and hopes to push it toward the goal. Like he has a guy standing there, so it's just like the perfect angle that Koke can't get to. Like, yeah, it goes slightly over Colin Martin's head. You want him to head that ball. The guy happens to get a boot on it, and it's just hard enough to tuck in that corner. It's just like, damn it.
Yeah, it's a very Loyal-like way to get scored on.
No, it is because it could have been a cross, right? Like it looked like it could have been a cross at some point, and it just ended up being a shot that went in the correct angle for them, and it beats Coque Vegas in this case, and then it activates the horrid smoke stuff and just
and the Cholo
light-inducing, seizure-inducing lights.
I also find it interesting. So the two of the goals of the nominated for goals of the week this week, which aren't Alejandro Guido for some strange reason.
Some weird, it's wild.
There's two goals against Loyal. Both of them are crosses. Both of them are headed in. But like we saw this last year with like the results where Loyal looked like they're kind of in charge, and then they either give up a loss or give up the win and to draw. In like the last minute, and those were all like goal of the year nominations. It's like San Diego doesn't lose unless you score some like amazing goals,
some worldies
against them.
Yeah,
right. So it's like you're mad about it at the time. You want them to be more successful, but
there's no way Chiva knows
Tecmo Bowl.
Do you know what Tecmo Bowl is?
What? No.
Okay.
Oh man, do you have a Nintendo Switch?
No.
Oh, well then,
I don't have.
You're the weirdest young guy sometimes.
A Switch? I'm not buying a Switch right now.
Oh, okay. Exactly. You're fiscally responsible. You know, good on you. But no.
What is Tecmo Bowl?
It's a football video game, like Super Nintendo. Nintendo.
Like Nintendo. Yeah.
Like Nintendo 64?
No.
Nintendo.
Like Nintendo. Like
you had
like
two
not
buttons
Super Nintendo. Nintendo.
Nope. Just Nintendo.
Duck Hunt.
What year was this? What year?
Okay, moving on. So that was a defeat over in Tulsa. There was talk about this being a rotational squad for San Diego Loyal, but even then, I feel like they should have gotten the job done. They should have gotten some points, at least a tie away. I don't think anybody predicted a loss to Tulsa. I actually have predicted a loss against Phoenix, so just switch those, I guess. But essentially, like San Diego Loyal away looked like the San Diego Loyal of old away.
It's raining hard.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it is.
Yeah, and I think getting a draw, the way the week ended, getting a draw retrospectively would have been like a pretty good weekend or a pretty good week. And the way, it is raining. The way that they responded on the weekend, I think, gives this game a little bit of, we wish we could have, but on the balance of the weekend, it's a tough road loss, but I mean, we've seen teams lose to good teams or draw to
Yeah.
really bad teams.
I'd rather them
So,
lose now
yeah.
than later, honestly. But hopefully this game doesn't come back and bite San Diego Loyal in the ass, right? Where if if we would have had 2 extra points, we would have made it into the top 4 instead of the bottom 4 to make playoffs. So, wow, it's raining really hard.
Really fucking hard here in the garage.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you can, sorry for that.
But we do have a rather cold Landon Donovan with a short message after that Tulsa loss.
I think we deserve more, but we probably didn't create enough really good chances to deserve a goal. So giving up the goal hurt. I think in the end a tie probably would have been a fair result, but we don't have time to sulk. We got 3 days to get ready for Phoenix, so we got to move on.
Is it me or like he's talking like it's really cold out there?
No, it was really
And
cold.
he's just like, yeah, we don't have time to talk about this. We have to move on. At the end of the day, I think that was fair for him to say.
Yeah, and really, it's like you played well enough to maybe get a draw, and you didn't get a draw is a 1 point difference. And hopefully, 1 point doesn't keep you out of the playoffs. It might, but in the grand scheme of the season, I think Landon said this before, things kind of balance out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be a game where we probably shouldn't get a draw, that we get a draw, or that we shouldn't actually win, that we sneak a win. Like these things are going to balance out over the course of the season with a team as talented as San Diego. Yeah. It sucks, but you do have to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And you had 3 days to Phoenix, although one of those nights apparently went to Mexico and made Phoenix fans very upset that that Landon traveled to Mexico. But clearly, that didn't matter.
Yeah, no, exactly. Move on. Exactly, they did, because they had a match day. I think probably the most important match so far this season is against Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising away. Not only is it a difficult match against Phoenix Rising wherever, but it is away at Wild Horse, Crazy Bus Park Stadium, amphitheater over in Chandler, Arizona. So it's a tough place to play. San Diego Loyal has won there. Actually, the last time Phoenix had lost was 19 games before, which was against San Diego Loyal. And so, San Diego Loyal has had that recipe for success against Phoenix. If we go back even to that last game of the Colin Martin incident, they were winning 3-1 at halftime. Alan and I were there. We were celebrating. It was fantastic. And then things went to shit. But in any case, this is another meeting here. One of two games, not 4, not 12, no. One of 2 regular season games against Phoenix. The first and only away match here. I thought it was going to be a loss. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be a good game, but at the end of the day, it was going to be a tough, well-fought, great performance, according to Landon. But that ends in a loss somehow. But want to talk about the lineup, Chiva?
Yeah, so on goal, we had Coque Vegas starting again. No kinds of Austin.
None. No kinds.
I'm expecting either, if not this Sunday, then he'll probably start against
Albion
for the Open Cup. So you had Elijah Martin as a left back. Center backs, you have Adam Stoneman comes back from that injury. Metcalf, who started in this game, who was out early due to injury.
Yeah.
You had Colin Martin and Guido at center mid, Nick Moon and Moshe Bani on the wings, and 2 strikers, Amang and Vassell, up on top this time.
Alan, who are we missing?
Who are we missing? Charlie Adams?
Yeah.
Carlangas, Charlie Adams.
Wasn't on the bench either. Which, by the way, I like the way Loyal looked with this lineup. They look very attacking. They ended up scoring 3 goals.
You're always having a Charlie Adams hater.
Not that I've been a hater, but if I had to pick between him or Martin starting, I would pick Martin to start. Colin Martin over Charlie Adams.
I think it depends on what you're hoping to get. If you think there's going to be a lot of set pieces and stuff,
and who you're playing, right?
Yeah. I think we've seen this kind of San Diego tried to play it safe the first time they ever played Phoenix, and they played almost like a 5-4-1, and Toomey was up top, I believe, and was very isolated. This like season one. We saw the way they played the very first game last season, where Phoenix was very dominant. But I think that was because, again, injured player, and that was Yaro's first match, right? Second match, first match, and looked kind of rough, right?
Yeah.
Stoneman goes down, very reminiscent of the Sacramento match, but without the positive result. But I think it's just something that Nate Miller has said a bunch of times. Like, San Diego and Phoenix know each other really well. They know how they're going to play, and I think San Diego threw a little bit of a curveball at them, putting Among and Vassell up top. It was kind of a pretty dynamic change. And you can tell that, I mean, Phoenix has not been super great defensively in general. This year, they seem a lot more open and disjointed, and then not nearly as proficient in attack or consistent in attack as they used to be last year, which I'm sure they're going to figure that out as well. But I think, San Diego came in and we're like, hey, we're going to follow the Rubin playbook and punch them in the face early, and get them on their heels. And I like the way they played. They looked good. Conway looked bright and aggressive, and I liked it. Among and Vassell up top, I thought was a really good combination that allowed both of them to tire out defenders, because again, who do you stop, right? You target Vassell, you target Among, and that's why I think Alejandro Guido had an amazing game, and we've been saying that a lot.
He's been having great season so far.
Yeah.
And again, we saw him not on the wing, but in the middle, where he's able to drive at defenders. And when he's able to play that kind of 10 and drive at defenders, it's either you're going to let me pass it to somebody to score, or you're going to give me space and I'm going to abuse you all day long. And Guido is playing phenomenally right now, that you're not mad that you're
playing full 90s.
He's playing, and he's playing really well. Like, he's not frustrated, he's not getting in his head, he's very confident, and that's the Guido we need.
No, exactly. And something I'd mentioned, I got invited to a podcast with some friends over from Phoenix, actually, the Fan Experience, a Phoenix Rising podcast. And I mentioned exactly that. You have to fight fire with fire, and San Diego Loyal has figured that out. You have to fight like Phoenix fights, and that's all-out attack, just a blitzkrieg of offense and unrelenting, just attacking the entire 90. That's why, even though they're losing 2-2, they have a whole second half, and they can do anything. You can lose a game in the second half, and San Diego Loyal has figured that out, and they have been on the receiving end for that. And also, without having Charlie Adams, you have that dynamic of being able to change that formation into a 4-4-2 formation, where you have those two strikers, and like you're saying, who are you going to worry about, Vassell or Among? As you were mentioning, Evan Conway makes an appearance because in the third minute, the Scouser, the Liverpoolian, sure, Liverpoolian, Jack Metcalf goes down with a non-contact injury. So that's not good. And obviously we're pretty slim pickings over on the defending side of things. And that's not a good sign. It was a nationally televised ESPN match, and they actually focused on Jack Metcalf pregame, talking about how important he is, how great that he's back, full 100. I think they jinxed him, honestly. It's the commentator jinx. But
hit
actually,
him up, right?
Actually, well, we have breaking news pertaining to Jack Metcalf. Per source, on how Jack Metcalf is feeling. Sources say that Jack is feeling okay. Hopefully, we'll be back ASAP. Thanks for reaching out, man. Pound. But absolutely, gutted to see him go down so early.
Probably be like a month.
Man, sure. That can mean anything, honestly. Like, that literally can mean anything. Stoneman looked bad against Sacramento. I thought we were losing him for a couple of weeks. But a non-contact injury, that's something different. Alan?
I'm hoping it was like a little bit of a tweak, and that it was more like precautionary. Hey, let's not push it. If you're not ready to go, there's no need to put Jack Metcalf through anything and then not have him for a large part of the season. He stayed on the bench, like he didn't go back to the locker room, which leads me to believe he's not. It's not bad. It's just I think maybe one of those. Hey, I think I tweaked something. I don't want to take a chance to make it worse. If we can ice it and rest it, maybe it's something that goes away after a while. Stoney came back, right? He played a pretty good game. Although he went to the Kyle Vassell School of Finishing with that bomb over the bar. But he looked pretty bright. But like, who would have thought like Nick Moon right back?
Right?
I mean, apparently he played there. He played there a little bit already.
Camden Riley, center back. Nick Moon pairing over on the other side.
I think Nate and Landon have touched on that before, right? They like getting players that
incredibly versatile.
Can adapt to different positions when needed, and that's how the players are going to be. They want minutes. They're going to play where they get asked to play. Sometimes they're going to be a right back. Sometimes they'll be right mid, left mid. I think Nick Moon had a great game. He's been having a great season for San Diego Loyal so far. Evan Conway scores his first goal for San Diego Loyal, and
I mean the goal is fine, but let's look at
celebration.
This little dance, little like Guido-esque. Like, oh boy, what's he about? Oh.
I was hoping he would do the white boy like overbite when he did it too, like. But I think he points to where the supporter section is, and it's like this is like a striker's goal, right? Like you create your own space, and then you perfectly use the defender as a screen. It's almost like a hockey play, right? Where you like, I'm not sure the goalie sees this cleanly. Like he sees he's gonna shoot, but then like he puts it in between the two defenders, and then so like right there, it's like he sees the shot. He knows the shot's coming, but because it goes between the defender's legs, I don't think he reacts as quickly as he can. Because Ben Lunt's not a bad keeper; he's a pretty good keeper. But he just again finds that like right now, like you're like keeper makes the save, right? Like looking at that picture, keeper makes the save.
Mm-hmm. Tony makes the save. Hey, okay. Hey, the silence of both of you and the cocking the head to the side at simultaneously was disrespectful, and I resent that.
I didn't say you wouldn't.
No, I say you don't. I mean, you don't fucking stop that shit.
That's a really good shot. It's a really good shot. Yeah.
It's almost as if he's a natural born striker.
Almost, yeah.
Playing on
which is
left
wild.
wing.
You have 3 strikers on the pitch, and he's not playing up top.
Yeah, right, and out of necessity too. And so he came in a little cold. There was actually a header before this that it was on his head. It was a great cross, and he unfortunately completely missed it. So I was like, oh boy, that reminds me of attacking players from San Diego Loyal of old.
Ben Spencer.
Oh, shit.
We can name drop. He's retired.
Yeah, because of
fucking
bullying
hate
like
Ben
that.
Spencer. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Terrible soccer player.
Oh, fuck, dude. He's a great person. Great person.
I'm
Ben
sure
Spencer.
he is. I'm sure.
Great surfer. But no, so San Diego Loyal does go up 1-0 then. And then, originally we were watching this during the Wave game. So
yeah, no, so you know me, Alan, when there's another game and we're at Torero, I'm going to put the other game as well on my phone. Yep. So we were watching the Loyal game, and in the as soon as we got to the other side and the second half started for Wave, I said, okay, I'm going to put my phone away a little bit. And another fan just yells at us and says, they scored. And I was like, fuck, I just put my phone away. Take it out and see that they scored that goal. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving my phone on the rest of the game. Watching, and I'm like, Kyle Vassell scored. Kyle Vassell scored.
Yeah.
Kyle Vassell scored, Tony, finally.
Finally, after in the fourth game.
I mean, we celebrated, and people are like, what are you guys celebrating for?
Yeah.
Wave's still losing 1-0.
Balls for Guido.
God, Guido.
Among Low ball in. There's the second.
I'm sorry, but Guido's playing at an MLS level right now.
Nah, he's playing fantastic. Like, just great guy. Like, he's a man on a mission this year.
Yeah.
And the mission is to get to MLS? Maybe? Perhaps?
I don't know.
I think he's happy here in San Diego.
But no, so this goal was brought to you in part by Joey. What's that, Moa? Center back. Oh boy, what's his name? I talked about him. I should know this.
Farrell.
Joey Farrell.
Joey Farrell. Yes, brought to you in part by Joey Farrell because he gets across. It's difficult, granted. He can't control it, and he coughs it up right to Guido. Guido, he's showing another type of speed this year. Like, he has another gear where
Like that six
just being planted,
hitting,
both feet on the ground. He quickly sees this ball, and he takes advantage
He
of
was
it.
so much farther away from that midfielder.
Yeah, the
dude.
midfielder obviously just didn't anticipate
Slept
him
a
being
little
there.
bit.
And so Guido goes through 1, he goes through 2, in between 3, gets the ball over to Among, who's on the left side. Among with a pretty good low-driven cross. In that sense, you kind of hope that it goes in the air because there's a lot of tall recipients in the middle.
On this take, you think Farrell's going to cut that pass.
Yeah, exactly. Right there, again, Farrell, poor guy. He just can't get his bearings, but it looks like he's falling backwards. Fortunately, Vassell's right there. He just taps it in. And that celebration right there. His hands up. His hands up, head down. He just knows, like, God damn it. Like, about time. Like, just vindication at that moment. Just cathartic. Just like, yes. Like, I got it. Like, God damn it. It's been a long time coming. And
He just tapped it in.
He just tapped it in for that goal for the 2-0 going into halftime. And at this point,
But as a loyal supporter, and I think we all can agree on this, 2-0 against Phoenix is not something to be completely comfortable with.
how did you feel at halftime, Alan?
I was watching this on my phone too, and I was like, it feels good to be up 2-0 at half, right? It puts Phoenix in a difficult position. They're going to attack regardless, right? So I don't think it changes their game plan a ton. But I think it allows San Diego to be like, we're in control. We got this. Obviously, you don't want to get complacent with Phoenix. Like we saw what happens. They've made comebacks to get draws at home. They're a difficult team to keep leads against. But you had to feel pretty good, right? Like I tried to find stats on this anywhere, and there's just none, right? Like on ESPN, it basically says San Diego had 100% possession and had 2 shots and 2 on target.
ESPN sucks.
And it only shows 2 of the goals. It like stops at halftime, essentially. It has the right score, but nothing past that. So it's like, I'm not sure who stopped clicking things. Maybe they were tired in Tampa Bay. But you had to feel good, right? Like, especially after Tulsa, right? You play a pretty decent game, but get nothing from it. To come into Phoenix and to be on the front foot without Jack Metcalf and getting goals from Evan Conway, who I've been told was, Greg Hurst was on Phoenix, right? They were teammates last year in Omaha. And I was told, Evan Conway is the better of the two. He's the more talented of the two. So for him to get that first goal, I think is great. For Kyle Vassell to get a goal. And I think the way he got the goal, I think is really important too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't him like trying to, blast the ball in. It was just like, I'm going to put a really good touch on this ball and basically direct. Is this what you want from a striker, right? You want him in front of goal and you want him, to be able to get those balls in the net when you're standing, 3 feet, 2 feet from goal by being really smart with how you shoot the ball, right? And so I think that feels good for him too. I think this just builds his confidence. He's been waiting for it. But look, like he just puts the ball in a pretty good spot. Like maybe not the best strike, but the goalie's all the way to the right. You're just going to put it to the left. You're right at the top of the 6-yard box. Like that's where you want your striker to be. And that's the kind of goal you want them to score.
He put the right amount of salsa on those tacos, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Wow.
And
that was good.
You had to feel good.
No,
Absolutely.
definitely. And
But
good.
then the second half came.
Yeah, but then the second half came. And, there was a whole nother 45 minutes to play. And, San Diego Loyal was doing pretty darn tootin' good. And,
remember that just a few minutes ago where I was saying, I hope this is not a weakness for San Diego Loyal, where they just come on from the left side and they just cross across to the box, and then Elijah Martin maybe misses a mark again. Happened again. And Tony, I think, do believe that this is not entirely on Elijah. It's a mismatch, essentially.
Yeah.
Because this guy is way taller, and I think there might have been some miscommunication within center backs. Stoneman wasn't marking anyone. Kyle Adams looked a little lost. He kind of didn't get there on time. But I think at the end of the day, this is just a really, really great cross.
Yeah, Aiden Quinn. I know that name because of you, Alan, and everything that you've told me. And since then, like, that stuck to me. Like, the first time I saw this guy play, I was like, oh, shit, like, this guy's something else up in Orange County. And so then he moves over to Phoenix, adding more firepower to that team. And this is exactly what I've been seeing him do since I was introduced to him, is just do things like this. So you have a ball that's, nowhere near the box, but he just looks up. There's a hand up, right? First of all, what is in the 65th minute? Sure, like, you're losing 2-0, but what is your center back doing in the box, asking for the ball? I really do think that this was something that they had looked at the Tulsa game.
Musa, right?
Yeah, Musa. And so I really do believe that's something that they had looked at. They had wanted to run it back in some sort of fashion, because they did see the same exact play from a similar position on the field, a ridiculous cross. It's a ridiculous cross, right?
And we talked about those headers low to the ground, bouncing up. Those are hard to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And it happened again.
No, it happened again. It goes in. Again, it cannot be understated how good of a cross that is. And yeah, sure, Elijah could have done better, right?
So I know people questioned that on Twitter as to why this was nominated as a goal of the week contender, and I think it's mostly because of the cross, man.
Yeah,
this cross is just perfectly placed. That's not an easy cross to make.
It's perfectly placed. Yeah. Alan?
Yeah, if you roll it back just a touch, like, I think the other error is, I think you have a little bit of miscommunication in your back line. Like, he has tons of space, which you don't want to give Quinn that much space, but that far away from the goal. But notice how Elijah goes first.
Yes.
Like, I think if he doesn't go first, Musa might be offside, but Elijah goes before the cross and trying to get position, right? Because, like, Elijah Martin, bless his heart, is not the tallest person on the pitch, right? Yes. And you're going up against your team center back. And so, like, and then Elijah cuts in front. And so, is that Stoney, your center back?
It's Kyle Adams.
Like, normally your center back, right, would take that, right? You want Elijah covering the guy who's coming into the back of the box. But Elijah's like, I'm going to get this position. I'm going to win this header, because he's Elijah Martin and he wants to win everything. And he usually does.
Yeah.
But,
could it maybe
James Moose.
Could it maybe be the language barrier with Colkin not being maybe able to communicate as easily as he could with other maybe when he was in Spain? I think as a goalkeeper, you would agree, Tony, that right there when you see a mismatch or something, you would yell at your center back, hey, you got to watch your back. And then Elijah has another extra man behind them. So, I don't know, man. Yeah. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, let them know, hey, you got a guy behind you. But I think that's also, it's just a defensive miscommunication. It is a fantastic goal. We were saying in Spanish, se los chingaron, like, te la aplicaron. Like, that just means, like, you got worked. You fell into their trap. And so
these goals are hard to stop, man.
Yeah.
You got to work really hard at practice to maybe stop something like this. But this was just perfectly written up on the board by Phoenix. And I think the play was executed perfectly, and it ended up working out for them. So hard to judge Loyal defensively here. Maybe they could have tweaked something. But I think this was just a really great play overall by Phoenix.
And then leading... Yes, go for it.
Aiden Quinn is just one of the most consistently best players in the USL, like, especially midfielders, hands down. Like, he's no joke. He's been good for a while. Like, this is his level. He scores some goals. He was the penalty taker for Orange County for a while as a midfielder. And he just finds that he can just drop those dimes, right? That's what you see with, like, Charlie Adams, just that quality. And sometimes that quality just means that you can defend your best, and sometimes they just beat you because their quality put them in the best position. And you're giving 5-6 inches to a guy, and everything kind of worked, right? So
Yeah.
it's disappointing to give up a goal like that, because once Phoenix gets that goal, they smell blood in the water, and that's when Phoenix is a dangerous team.
Exactly, and
the
that's
second goal, man.
literally exactly what happened. Like less than 10 minutes after that happens,
The
shot
momentum
from
shift
distance.
after that goal for Phoenix, and you can feel it, right? I think we all knew this tie was going to happen, and it's kind of the storyline for San Diego Loyal so far. But I think this goal was similar to the first goal for San Diego, where the goalkeeper maybe couldn't see and reacted a little late. It did go through Coca's hands a little bit, but you can feel that this goal was going to happen one way or another.
Yeah, and again, like you said, blood on the water is exactly what happened here. So I think we're going a little too far. And this was a second corner kick in the sequence, right? Because they had a corner kick right before that, then they earn another one. This again a prefabricated play. You have the man outside the box, and so what do? You te perfilas, you take that shot. Two defenders can't get it on that. Coque
That ball was dipping down too, man.
It was dipping down. Coque cannot see through mass. He doesn't have X-ray vision, unfortunately. So that ball does come at him incredibly quickly. But even then, he should have stopped that. He should have done better, is what I'll say.
That's your goalkeeper.
I
right there.
wonder if it was deflected slightly.
I don't think so, actually. I saw the replay, and it doesn't look deflected.
Because the way that Coque reacts, it's almost like he's like off, like wrong-footed on it. Like he was expecting it to go one direction, and it doesn't. Like it's still close enough to him, but like
his
maybe
reaction.
the spin.
Go ahead.
The spin was different than he anticipated,
Mm-hmm.
like, or the ball came in at a different, like. It just didn't feel like the way he saw the shot. It didn't feel like he saw the way it actually was going. Right, you see that with like. Maybe like a curling ball where they think it's going to the left, but it curls back to the right. Then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, and you're like, nope. That's my goalie save face.
I actually want to see that in action. So like if like looking at the rotation of the ball through the replay, like the rotation seems just like a firm shot. Like it doesn't seem to rotate at all. It's kind of going slowly, and it's an incredibly powerful shot. And then once the ball does go in, I think you were pointing at it, Chiva, is the fact that the first thing that Coca does as the ball goes in, he looks over at his defenders, raises his hand.
He's like, I couldn't see shit.
Like this, I couldn't see shit. But as a goalkeeper, that's the international sign for why the fuck did you let him shoot? Don't let him shoot.
Yeah.
There was two of you. Don't let him shoot. What are you doing? Why are you letting them shoot on me?
Close that off.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, that's the momentum
tie
shift.
happened.
The tie happened. Here we go again.
And now you can't just question, wow, are we really going to lose to Phoenix after being up 2-0?
Yeah, lose, or you know what? At this point, if it's a tie, I guess, right? 1 out of 6 points.
But then Farrell comes clutch again with another
God
rebound.
bless you, Joey Farrell, center back for the Phoenix Rising Club. Fantastic. Because Guido, as you were pointing out, Alan, what do we got? What happened here, Alan?
It's tiki taka with the defender. It's beautiful, like Barcelona, like Pep Barcelona, like just moving defenders around by playing the ball quickly, which is crazy. Like Farrell has to make that play because he doesn't know if San Diego has that runner offside or not. Because if that ball gets through, like, and he's onside, he's one-on-one with the keeper, right?
Yeah.
So like poor Farrell has to make a decision, and the pass comes in at a height that you can't stick your boot out. You have to like put your body in the way, right? Because if he doesn't, and I think it's Moshabani.
It's Among.
So if Guido's playing Among through here, like if Among's onside, he's one-on-one with the keeper, and you don't want Among one-on-one with the keeper. So then Farrell has to play that ball, and it's high enough that he just sticks the shoulder out, and then. I think Ricardo Campos pointed out, like, look at Among, like, basically, pick play.
Yes.
To create even more space.
He was playing basketball, dude.
Screen.
And then Lund takes a terrible angle. Like, I get that he's protecting the near post with a right-footed shot, but he just leaves the entire side of the goal just saying, please score a beautiful goal in front of our home fans. Like look at all that space
in front of the supporter section.
Yeah.
Like I
all
couldn't
that
believe my
space-
eyes, man. At this time, I was holding the phone. We were getting ready for the press conference for San Diego Wave, and we're talking with what was his name, KUSI guy.
Yes.
Yes, with him, and I was like, "Oh, Guido just scored! Guido just scored!" And we were like celebrating there, and then you can tell people are like, "The fuck again? Why are we
Yeah, no,
celebrating?"
exactly. It was a great goal, and again, it cannot be understated as again our buddy Carl also points out in the chat. On screen, I totally missed and never thought of doing that as a player. My instinct was always to get the ball first.
To get open, too.
To get open, sorry, yes. And so that just tells you like that different type of mentality that you have to have. If you go back, like the fact that screen happened is what lets Guido have that space, right? Because if it's not for that fantastic little just maneuver, right? I'm running straight. It's not an obstruction because I'm not obstructing you from the ball or the ball itself. I'm just making my natural run. You just happen to be in the way. If you're going to tussle and tangle with me, well, both of us have our arms up, so it's not a foul. So here we go. That little space that Guido gets is enough to just laser that into the net. So I think, again, Amang he had an assist. He's been playing ridiculously well and does little things like that, just like Havasel. Both attacking players, both strikers that San Diego Loyal has, play so well off the ball. It's ridiculous, and I think that's an X factor in this year's San Diego Loyal. And how is this not a goal of the week contender?
Like, you want your strikers to be selfish because that's what gets them the goals, right? Like that belief that I'm going to score every time I shoot it. But it's crazy how unselfish they are as well. Like they'll take shots that you're like, oh man, I wish there was like a pass there you could have taken, but I get like you take that shot. But it's also the game awareness to know that I can create space for Guido here. And then if the guy does get to Guido and Guido can't get the shot off, it's a 2v1, right? Like Guido can then cut it back and I have that shot. But if I can slow this guy up, then it puts him out of position. And then, like Guido shoots that ball into the net like it was his worst enemy and he wanted to punish the ball for all of the horrible things he did to his family. He was like John Wick and the ball killed his puppy, right? Like it was just angry. And I love that, right? Like you want to see that fire because San Diego was getting, I think, a little bit tired, right? They're the back-to-backs. The momentum was shifting. The smoke was still on the pitch.
Yeah,
and again, beautiful tiki-taka. I'm going to have to ask him about that.
Shout out to the locals for making that trip happen.
That is just a thing of just pure power and super perfectly struck. I mean, this is what makes Guido, like Guido was, he played in Liga MEX. He had an MLS look. Like, we're seeing that level, like what Shiva was saying before, like this is the level that got him there. Like you're seeing that this is the Rubio Rubin game, right? You're seeing these guys who are just at another level playing. And, there's some other really close chance. I think Conway had a chance to get a brace on a nice cut back that,
Amang had another good chance.
Amang had another one. Yeah. That was defended by none other than Joey Farrell.
Yeah, so they had, I think, 7 shots on target, which is surprising from San Diego Loyal. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes we're used to seeing 3, maybe 4 shots on target. But I think overall, and I think you mentioned this in Real, Tony, there's a difference between Loyal now and Loyal last year.
Yeah. So Loyal last year, you would see this game and you would almost put your arms down after that 2-2 and be like, damn, we lost this game via tie.
Let's try to get the tie.
Let's try to get this tie. But no, they have that tenacity. They have that extra gear that we're talking about to move forward and say, you know what? No, we're going to move forward with this. Yeah, we have the attacking players.
You can't play scared.
We can move forward. I have to clarify, in a soccer sense, Andrew Carlton played all right. Like he was recovering balls in the midfield, moving forward, moving back.
He gave some pretty good passes.
Gave some pretty good looks that could have been chances for goals. So that ended up happening. But overall, it was a great team performance. Like from front to back, it was just a great team performance. You don't really hear Colin Martin in this game, right? But he does that. He does his role and he does his job.
That's when he's doing his job the best.
Exactly. And so overall, I think it's a different San Diego Loyal this year. The San Diego Loyal, the difference in this team can be seen from the time that Guido scored his goal forward, because then they didn't get scored. Like that's the difference. They didn't get tied. They maintained that same scoreline. They maintained the lead, and they didn't have to look back, resort to getting the ball over to the corner, shielding the ball for 30 seconds, and getting no. Like this was just pure. Let's go. Let's win this game. Let's go after it. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, Brew's agreeing with you. By the way, was like hyping that whole speech.
Yes.
The thing that I would say is, the team it did that against Phoenix on the road, which is super impressive. Like, teams don't go to Phoenix and win, right? It's been pretty much the entire season since Phoenix lost at home. I would just like to see that same level of tenacity against a team that isn't Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you do that against a struggling El Paso this weekend? Like, where was some of that against Tulsa? Like, I guess, you can't do that every game, but this team has enough talent that they should be able to fight back and get a draw on that Tulsa match.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see that they have that in them when it really hasn't. Like, we didn't quite see that down the stretch last year, right? The OC match that basically, if they had anything but that loss, everything for the playoffs changes pretty much.
Yeah.
So it felt good to not give up a last minute, 9th minute stoppage time draw to Phoenix. I didn't particularly care for the gatekeeping, like, hey, they won the USL Cup. It's like, dude, you beat a team that hasn't lost at home in 19 games.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to celebrate. Like,
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a big match, because unlike last year where you had 4 games against Phoenix and head-to-head points, like, one game doesn't really matter. But now all San Diego has to do to get the tiebreak against Phoenix is draw at home.
Exactly.
And so if you can win at home, now you have that tiebreak, that if it's between home field advantage and not, and you're even, like, you have that in your back pocket, which we didn't have last year against a lot of teams. To put some of the losses and wins in context, right? Like, yes, we've seen Loyal, they're 3-1, but Sacramento's a playoff team.
Yeah.
Tulsa is a playoff team. Like, LA is probably the only one that they've played that isn't a playoff team, which is something that I think they said on the broadcast San Diego did not do well last year, was beat playoff teams.
Yeah.
They did well against the bottom and didn't do well against anyone in the playoffs. And I think that's going to be a huge determining factor over the course of the season. And they're starting out well, right? Like, Sacramento is probably a title contender, right? Like, Tulsa is for sure a
playoff team.
A playoff team, if not, a home playoff team in the East, the way that they're kind of playing right now. And so there are some concerning things, like defensively, right? Like, they're giving up too many quality shots, but we've had a pretty solid keeper in the back that is going to keep us in games, right? But yeah, I think Sacramento, Tulsa might, John from USL Tactics has them now in his power rankings as a title contender.
Oh, wow.
So San Diego has played 2 of the 2 title contenders. 2 of them he has right now. And then they also played Phoenix.
Yeah.
The only team that's probably not making the playoffs is LA, but they're still a pretty good team. So, like, this feels great because they've played quality teams. It's not like you played, Oakland, Monterey, Vegas, and you're 3-0-1. Although,
just empty
calories. But now let's see how they play against El Paso, who's 0-3.
Correct.
If they play great, if they play the way they play against Phoenix, then they should. This should be a game that Tony would want to see live, because it could be a trashing.
Yeah, I love me a good thrashing, and I think it's a possibility. And if we do the distributive property, I think that's the property, right? Sacramento beat El Paso pretty handedly. We beat Sacramento pretty, all right. But if everything lines up, I think San Diego Loyal can win 3-1.
Okay, Alan, prediction.
Yeah, I think El Paso is better than their record implies. Like, I think that they're, as a team, are probably closer to like a Tulsa or Sacramento than maybe their record indicates. They've won their XG the first 3 matches, right? They lost all 3, but they were, arguably the better team in all 3 of them.
Oh, so Landon would be happy with a 0-3 start. Got it. Performance over results.
Right. So it's like, on paper, yes, they're 0-3, but when you dig deeper, like, there are teams that have a better record that are probably not as good as El Paso is.
Yeah.
So that's what they have to be careful of. It's like, yes, you're not playing their record, you're playing the team, right?
Who you got?
I think it's like a 2-1. I think this is like El Paso is going to come in and want to be hungry. Like, you're a 3-0 team, you just beat Phoenix. This is where we turn our season around.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they have it in them. Like, they changed coaches. Their center backs are kind of a mess right now. Evan Newton is kind of uncomfortable in goal because of it. So I think they can take advantage of it, but their XG is insane right now. Like, they're top 5, top 6 in XG. So, like, they're a no joke team offensively, but they just haven't been able to put the ball in the net. So I say 2-1 at home, on a probably a warm Sunday afternoon.
Very true.
I'm going to go with a high scoring game. Every time I predict a high scoring game, it doesn't happen, but this is going to be the game that happens.
Okay.
I think Loyal win a 4-2 match.
4-2 match. All right. So no clean sheets, but
No clean
San Diego
sheets, no
Loyal
clean
victory
sheets.
across.
El Paso's, like Alan said, they can score goals. I mean, they scored 4 against Vegas, so I think they'll put 1 or 2 past Koke or
And hopefully-
Austin, whoever starts.
And hopefully we get more of this.
Like I've been that day. Take me all the way.
It's like we won the World Cup, but again, this game means a lot to San Diego Loyal players, especially those that have been here since year 1.
Maybe change the song they sing in the locker room, but it's okay. It's a, it's an LA song, which is fine for you, Chiva, but it's all good. But all right, so San Diego Loyal victory across prediction for us. Everybody will see you, Alan, at Torero this Sunday, Torero Stadium, El Paso Locomotive.
2 days before my birthday. Hopefully San Diego
happy
Loyal
birthday.
can win.
Definitely, and you'll be in Cabo. I will be in Seattle. Sunday, I'm gonna be looking at some tulips on tulip fields. I know, and hopefully looking at Meredith Great House and Cary Park. So fun all across.
I'm gonna be drunk as fuck in Cabo.
Well,
this whole
take one
week.
for me.
Not
And
Sunday.
I will be singing all by myself. And every
Yep.
Yep. And maybe like Everybody Hurts, just because I will miss being able to see both of you.
Just do me a favor. Make sure you wear something bright.
Yeah.
And let Landon. Landon's gonna ask.
Yeah,
you,
Landon's gonna be like, "Hey,
where's
everybody?
Tony?
Like,
He's not gonna
Chiva?
notice me, but where's Tony?
Where's Tone?
Where's Tony and that other guy?
Ow.
Tell them we're taking our first vacation since we started the podcast. I like literally. Please tell them that if they ask.
I will.
And then
I will.
And if we're not protesting the team, it's okay. Don't worry.
I'll be like, Tony and Chivas send their regards, and then like, no Game of Thrones.
I got it. We got it, Alan.
I got it.
But thank you, compa. You're gonna take the reins of the camera. We will see what type of content you have, and I think you should do that first. You should edit that.
Oof. I'll see.
All right.
I'll see. I trust you. I trust you, Tony.
I trust Alan too. All right, Alan. Appreciate you. You are the best. Any last comments? Anything else?
Have a great vacation, guys.
Thank you.
You deserve it.
Oh.
2 of the hardest working guys on the podcast for sure. So
I'll take that.
yeah. No, I'll miss you. I'm sure a lot of people will miss you. I'm sure the Lemonade stand will miss you.
Big squeeze lemonade.
Well deserved. Enjoy your break, and we'll see you guys next week after we get to recap win number 4 on the season.
I love that. I love
Let's
that. This
get it.
doesn't mean we break our streak of episodes, though.
Oh, no.
Because we're at 113 straight weeks of episodes. There will be 114 straight weeks of episodes. Don't you worry, guys. Thank you, Alan, because we do have something special on the wings. Thank you for everything. Alan's so cool. I wish I had a beard like Alan.
I wish I had a beard.
You can't grow a beard, can you?
No, I cannot.
All right.
Oh, look who we have here.
And
Whoa!
For the first time, for the first time in Two Balls and a Mic history, we have 2 guests on an episode, and I think Alan might agree that this is a upper echelon guest as well. We love having Alan on.
Oh yeah.
But definitely want to go ahead and welcome the great and powerful Craig Elsten to the show. How are you doing, Craig?
Tony Chiva, thank you so much for giving me a chance to be back on the show. I appreciate it.
I first want to say congrats on being the PA announcer for San Diego Wave.
That too.
When we found out, we were ecstatic. We were like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, I was
Craig's
like,
the man.
is that the voice? Is that the voice? No, but let's go ahead and get to San Diego Wave a little bit after, because look at you. You're decked out in San Diego Loyal gear. Like, I love this. You got the scarves going on. You got the jersey happening in the back and on you. Like,
Talk to us, Craig. What can we look forward to this Thursday?
¿Qué está pasando, pa?
Sockers, guys, 18 wins in a row. How about it?
That is crazy. It is insane.
man.
We've made it to a couple of games out there, and let me tell you, this team is fun to watch, top to bottom. As a goalkeeper aficionado, Boris Pardo is the best thing you can watch.
Phoenix
on-
was
on-
proud of
on any
19
type of
straight
thing.
home wins. Man, Sockers will have 18 in general.
Overtime
That
drama this entire
That
season.
shit.
It's a fantastic event that happens every day,
Yes.
every time.
And then
week
join
at John Doe.
Adrian and the Brujos in Section 19 because they've been putting on a show, man, for the Sockers. So tell us a little bit about this game. It's going to be called non-opening now or something like that.
Okay, absolutely. So, yeah, Sockers have been, we're barreling toward the end of the season in the playoffs now, right? Sockers are the defending Ron Newman Cup champions.
Mm-hmm.
We won the title last year in the craziest of fashions, playing only on the road, really up against the wall, having to play the whole playoffs on the road and getting that done. This year's been completely the opposite in terms of, a regular schedule. We've dominated. We've run the show. We lost in overtime in our 4th game and haven't lost since. And it's been amazing in that along the way, the team's had a bunch of injuries. As Tony mentioned, a lot of close games early in the season, overtime games. Now of late, it's been, hey, how about lose half of your key starters and then play and see what you can do. Go play a back-to-back on the East Coast in that circumstance. And the Sockers have been able to come through and prevail and get each win. So they've really scratched every mark off so far in terms of every checkpoint, on the road to being the favorite to be the champion. And the last stop is Thursday because Florida Tropics are in town. They're the only team that could catch San Diego to be number 1. If we beat them, that's it. We clinch the shield, so to speak. I wish they had a supporters shield, but they clinch a shield. And here's the thing, guys, Thursday, March 31st. For baseball fans, they knew March 31st was opening day.
Yep.
That was, Padres home opener and downtown was going to go crazy.
Yep.
And then there was the lockout. So no opening day, nope to opening day. So we said, hey, listen, how about instead, this thing is there's no opening day. How about we have NOPEning night? And that's what we're going to do on Thursday. So we have we have eliminated all excuses, all barriers for entry. Okay. Thursday night, 7:35. We've got number 1 versus number 2. We've got supporting a team that's won 18 in a row. Free parking. That's a $15 savings right there.
Wow.
Free parking. GA tickets, which includes where the Brujos are, Section 19. $5. $5 tickets to see a pro soccer match.
Wow.
How about $2 Bud Lights?
People have been asking for that. People have been clamoring for that because they see it at the goals. Sometimes here, you have it. All right, it's there. $2 Bud Lights. What? Oh, man.
Those $15 you're saving in parking, that's what?
Yeah.
7 Bud Lights?
I call that a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, For the $15 you save in parking, that's a great way to look at it, Chiva. For the $15 that you didn't pay, that's 2 people's tickets, and they each have a beer in their hand.
Whew.
You know, that's both of you sitting in the stands with a beer in your hand.
Yeah.
Right there. Boom. $12. Or one person sitting there with 4 beers in their hand.
If someone's driving, you got to have a DD.
Yeah. And you're still not up to the price of a craft beer at Petco Park. Right.
Wild.
And here's the last thing, because like I said, there were a lot of Padre fans that would have been enthusiastic to have a big night out on Thursday night. If you come to the game in Padres gear or other baseball gear, but Padres gear, while supplies last, we've got Championship Soccer's pint glasses, and we are giving them to folks in Padres gear so that you can, fill that with a beer and drown your sorrows, because baseball isn't here yet, but it will be here in a couple weeks. We'll also drop in that pint glass, not with the beer inside it, a BOGO coupon for a future Soccer's match, essentially a free ticket down the road. So again, eliminating all excuses, because we want to get everyone on the train here.
Yes.
No, it's it's San Diego. We're the cursed city. We don't win championships. Blah blah blah. Can we get all this nonsense out of our mind? Come follow the team that's been doing this for years and just did it last year. The San Diego Sockers. Oh, we're always the underdog. We're always the team that has to worry about LA and blah blah. We're the favorite. We're the heavy. We're the big boss.
Yes.
21-0-1. Best goal differential in the league. Best defense in the league. Best midfielder in the league. Best goalkeeper in the league. Best defenders in the league. Up and down the roster. Depth, talent, fortitude, creativity. Leonardo de Oliveira. It's worth the price of a $150 season ticket to watch the man dribble out of a triple team in midfield.
Escoto has been playing fantastic. If you want to see the legend Childs, oh my God. Like, if you want a masterclass in indoor soccer, just watch Childs. Just anything.
And it's such a great vibe all around, man. You were just telling me that when the PA announcer says, thank you, and everyone says, you're welcome.
You're welcome. That's my favorite. That's my favorite, Craig. Like, you have no idea how much. That's just like, we teach that to the children that we work with. Like, hey, you got to be nice and thankful and be polite. Like, that's just wonderful, man. And it is a great time out there. Like, I can't say it enough. Like, I am a child of indoor soccer. I grew up in Furati and TJ and indoor soccer and all that. Yes,
we have Jason from the Locals saying the Locals will be rolling into Section 19 on Thursday.
Ooh, all right.
There we go. Cannot wait to have them. We want the Locals there. We want Los Brujos there, as they are all the time. We can't wait to have Adrian there banging the drum and leading the group and singing and chanting, because really, guys, again, like, this is a little busman's holiday now. I know all the supporters groups, hey, we're busy. We got games on Saturday. We got games on, I get it. But it's as simple as this. Thursday night, we're going to clinch the Shield with a win.
Yeah.
Sunday is our last home game, and then it's playoffs, which means the following Sunday, our lives are on the line.
Yes.
It's going to be a playoff game with our life on the line. And if we win the next Sunday, Easter Sunday night, it's going to be a playoff home game with our life on the line to go to the Cup final. And if we win that, the week after that, we're going to play for a cup on our home field. So, it's essentially like, get ready for the next 4 weekends of incredible, intense excitement, the best indoor soccer in the world, the best indoor soccer players in the world. And the best news is they play in San Diego, trying to win a championship for San Diego, that we San Diego soccer fans, outdoor, soccer fans, come on in for a month. Come hang out with us for a month of Sundays, and you'll be an indoor soccer fan as well. And you'll be going, oh man, when someone misses a tackle later in the summer, we'll be like, where was Cerda? Where was Guerrero Pino? Where was Mitchell Cardenas when we needed him? We know those guys would get us out of it. Where's Pee Wee? Where is our Pee Wee to get us out of the jam? So much fun, guys. And I just really, I encourage all of our soccer fans, all the guys who have been like, hey, I'm so excited. I follow you. I support you on Discord. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Let's win the Shield. Let's win the Shield on Thursday, and hopefully bait the hook for you to come the next month of Sundays as we go win a cup.
Take it from us, guys. We've been to a couple of soccer games. We went in as media last time. I hope we don't get in trouble with this, Craig.
Oh.
But we kind of put the passes in our pockets, and we went to hang out with Adrian and the Brujos and some of the chavos there. And we're talking mad shit to the goalkeeper.
So
it was against
you're not
Chihuahua.
on Underwood. Sorry.
It was against Chihuahua, but oh man, we were talking so much.
Is that why Berna was so upset? Because Berna Valdivinos, the keeper, kept going up to Craig Childs, and he was like, da, 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 and Craig didn't know what he was saying.
Oh boy, the thing. So we were doing. What we were doing, what did I say? We were exploring the intricacies of supporter culture in the indoor soccer atmosphere and ingraining ourselves in the culture that has been established in the behind the goalkeeper in section 19. And as such, as Spanish speakers, and we decided that Valdivinos was going to get some words in our own mother language. And knowing the sport and being an indoor soccer goalkeeper, oh, Craig, you would have loved to have heard the things that flew in a certain direction, because I'm telling you right now, some of those things stung. I know they did, and they hurt. I know they hurt, and it hurt me saying them. But I was like, you know what? No, let's let loose. It's a wildly great time. I cannot overstate whatever. Como se diga.
Like, it's such
fantastic.
a great prize.
Where the hell are you gonna get the best in the world of anything for $5? The best jugglers in the world,
right.
you would pay $20. The best, I don't know, Cirque du Soleil guys, people pay, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars for that. No, you get to see the best of the best destroy the rest as they have been.
Wow, best of the best, destroy the rest.
I'm pretty good at that.
Wow, Dr. Seuss or what?
Yeah, hire me. I do partner guys. But no, it's a really good time, and it's a different side of soccer that people, I don't think, appreciate enough to see the transition from some of these players, because some of these players come from the outdoor game into the indoor game. These players are in the indoor game.
It's not easy.
And it just translates. It's a smaller field, but you run so much more. If you don't know how that works, then go watch them and
10
you'll figure
minutes
it out.
Killed me, so.
Yeah, Sal Zizzo killed you. Actually,
Yeah.
we talked with Sal Zizzo after, and he had no idea who Chiva was until he explained, like, oh,
I was like, yeah,
I'm the guy that
like,
you destroyed in the soccer celebrity
my
match.
ankles are still over there at the Changarina.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you don't have touch in indoor, you don't have a game.
Yeah.
And if you don't have awareness, you don't have a game. And
Yeah.
it's something that's pretty amazing, because there's like, oh yeah, well, they're playing indoor. There's so many outdoor players who can't.
Yes.
Like they can't. Because they can run fast. They can go.
Landon Donovan.
They're
Oh,
gazelles that can
Excuse
run
me.
for
Ow.
days easy. He had 16 points in 8 games, but I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a different animal, and especially defensively, it usually takes time. Like
Yeah.
a great outdoor player can be a great indoor player, but they have to learn the game, and
Yes.
it's almost like I'm a boogie dancer, and now I'm going to learn the foxtrot.
Yeah, exactly.
so
You're
you
still
have-
When I
dancing.
said that.
You have to be okay with knowing that you're going to play 2 minutes. You have to run your ass off for 2 minutes. You're going to come off again. Then you're going to go back in 3 minutes after. You have to be okay with that.
And I know there's a lot of hockey fans out there. I see them at goals games. Like, I see you people at goals games. You are also soccer fans. How have you not, like, mixed those together? Like, how have you not, like, it's the perfect marriage. Like, it's like,
And if you're going to Steel's games,
it's like
just go to a soccer's game too.
It's like stickless lacrosse, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, just everybody needs to make
But you
it.
can see the ball. That's
Yes.
different.
Exactly.
Yes, that's actually very true. I try to
There
watch
may not be
lacrosse games.
fights.
There,
But there's-
actually,
Wow.
So Craig, actually, I want you to tell me about this, right? What game was it? The most disrespect that I have felt through Craig. I watched this game on YouTube, and you were just disgusted with what was happening on that field, because the Sockers just could not get it together. There was yellow cards, blue cards here, yellow cards there. They were flying, and you and Nate Aburea were just in dismay, in awe of how just out of hand this game got. Do you remember which game we're talking about?
Yes, absolutely. It was February 25th. Was the Kansas City game.
Yes.
And so, like I said earlier, we've kind of crossed off all of the checkpoints of the year. Kansas City was a big checkpoint. They had come in at the time as like the number 2 team, and one of the best records, and we beat them 8-3, and we ran the show in the third quarter. I think we had a 4-0 third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, 10 cards were shown. And that was on top of the 10 cards that had been shown in the first 3 quarters.
Oh,
Wow.
And it was insane. And I especially feel safe saying it here on Two Balls and a Mic, but the referee that night, Shane Butler,
yes.
is like has ears the size of elephant, and he hears everything. He literally at one point called the 2 captains over to talk to them, talked to them,
Wow.
turned around and yellow carded them both. And it's like, what, why did you come up? Why'd you ask him to talk? You know, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
I've heard the stories of what one guy got a yellow for looking at him funny. I mean, like literally for like giving him a dirty look. You know, another guy for making a joke essentially.
Some
And
AYSO type stuff,
so
man.
yeah, and then beyond that, there were some dirty hits and this has been a real pattern down the stretch. If you can't beat them, foul them.
Yeah.
It has been a real strategy of the other team. I mean, guys, honestly, the last 5-6 games in the second half, we've seen every one of our stars scraped off the turf at some point or another. You know, it was Leo in the last game. It was Escoto the game before that. It's Escoto almost every game, you know, because he's 5'4" and he's obnoxious and he's talented. And so, you know, he's in your face.
That's the guy you want on your team, not against you.
La Pulga.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. Exactly. He is. He's a flea, and you want to pinch him if you're the other team. But if he's on your team, you understand he's so talented, he's so important, and he's so passionate. So yeah, it's been crazy, the physicality. And I'm telling you guys, this Florida game, there's one to me of 2 final scenarios unless we stub our toe. It's either us against Florida, or there's an upset along the way where we don't have to play Chihuahua in the second round, and then it's us against Chihuahua. I think those are your 3 favorites. So in addition to everything else, $5 tickets and whatnot, you're probably seeing the matchup that is going to decide whether, if these 2 teams face again, whether we have to finish the series in Florida or whether we can finish it right here.
I mean,
man, I'm so upset I'm going on vacation. I wish I could go to that game.
no, like it's the game to be at. Like, this game on Thursday, the NOPEning night down at Pechanga Arena is gonna be a stellar thing. And again, the game itself sells itself. Like, if you're that fan that's listening and you're watching and you go to Wade, you go to Loyal, you go to, I guess you go to Albion. If you do all those things, like, you're primed to just go here as well. Like, why wouldn't you go? The game speaks for itself because it's professionals doing what they do best, and it's an incredible show. I know this is like the crux of your existence, Craig. Like, why wouldn't you go? Like, why wouldn't you go? And I know that's something that's, you know, that's near and dear to your heart, but
Yeah.
you know, we wouldn't be talking about it here if we didn't necessarily care. And we've been there. We've seen it. We've seen what happened, what goes on there, and it's honestly exciting. And it's a different type of soccer, but it's soccer. Like, it's football. Like, I don't know. It's so much fun.
Well, here's the last thing I would say is that we San Diegans generally have this inferiority complex about ourselves.
Yeah.
And we also dismiss our history. You know, oh, well, we had the Chargers, they went away. We've got the Padres, they won nothing. You know, what have we ever done? All our previous soccer teams folded. And that elides the illustrious history of the San Diego Sockers, which has been integral to the San Diego sports identity. I mean, there was a time, the 1980s, when there was no professional outdoor league after 1984, when the North American Soccer League, the NASL, folded. And from 1984 to 1996, the MISL was the highest form of soccer in the United States, full stop, soccer. And international stars played in the MISL, and the Sockers won 10 championships at this time, when it was, you know, there's all the Soccerize, admittedly fewer than there are now, but all of them were on San Diego as the boss. So this is part of our city's history. This jersey I'm wearing now, you know, like Gene Wilrich, who was the captain of those original teams. The history of our city's sports cannot be told without the Soccers, like in the first paragraph. And as such, when you support the Soccers, you're kind of cooler than another San Diego sports fan. You know what I mean? It's almost like the hipster spot, because it's not, hey, come discover our new wacky team, or but box lacrosse is cool, or hey, we're a new outdoor team and we've got a new identity, and please become part of our identity, learn something. No, this is like the actual dig in. You'd expect there to be a Discovery series about it, history of San Diego sports that's living in front of you and is repeating itself right now, as once again, the Soccers are the dominant team. Once again, they're the favorite. Why not be part of something that, if at the end of the year, we're like, oh man, Loyola had a great year, but they didn't go all the way. Oh, Padres let us down again. Soccers won a championship.
Yes.
Like, hang your hat on something. And we're really trying to have that culture back through guys like Adrian and Kevin and Los Brujos, and through folks like Jason and the locals who are planning to come on out. We want that soccer culture that's so vibrant and so exciting to understand that we're here. Give us a big hug. Like, the Soccers are a part of this, and we want you to be a part of that history too.
This is the time to be a bandwagon, and everyone's completely okay with it.
Why not?
One time.
Now.
You're one time.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. Why would you overlook greatness? I'll just put it that way. Why would you just take greatness for granted? And and as you're saying, it's right here in front of you, and it's been here, and it's it's like that cool uncle you don't really visit. Visit your uncle. Visit your really cool uncle, because they're there. And you know what? Sometimes they're not.
Hey, those cool uncles sometimes slide you those $20 bills on a handshake.
Sometimes those uncles get you $2 Bud Lights
and a trophy.
And a trophy. I mean,
exactly.
Just Thursday. Everybody in San Diego, if you've ever kicked the ball, if you like soccer, if you're watching other soccer games this weekend, if you were there live, like, you can make the trip. Go there. Pechanga Arena, $5, $5 gets you into Pechanga Arena. I'll put it to you this way: if you've never taken a tour of Sports Arena, for $5, I would take a tour of Sports Arena.
If you're a Bad Bunny fan, you get to be in the same arena where he performs.
You're going to be the same arena that Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero performed their WWE stunts, where The Undertaker lost against Edge in a ECW one night stand back in 2006 after falling through three tables. And where 2 balls and a mic, Tony Sanchez stopped Shannon McMillan's shot in a celebrity halftime.
Real facts, true facts, verified by video.
It's there. And I don't know if you know this, Craig, but she said, and I hate that I have to be the bearer of bad news, she says she's retired.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, you knocked the spirit out of her.
I didn't like that. I actually felt really bad. She let us know, like, she was actually telling Sal Zizzo while Sal Zizzo was too busy not knowing who Chiva was. Like, yeah, I'm retired from that. I was like, no, because I've given her a hard time a couple times, but she's a great sport.
If she had just had one goal, Tony, just that one low right-handed stop, the diving stop. If you had just let that one in, she would have come back next year.
I do believe so. And again, I do want to say, I think we've said it, but we let you know after it hits you up. Again, thank you for that opportunity. It's truly the highlight of our project here, and that gave us a huge boost here into 2022. For listeners and across all platforms. It was very fun, and honestly the thrill of a lifetime to be able to step onto the same pitch as a San Diego Soccers fan, because I watched the San Diego Soccers when I was 5 in Mexico, and Furati destroy the Tijuana All-Star game. And I played in the halftime show, and it was the first time I played in the big arena, and I had no idea what I was doing. So I was goalkeeper, and I was literally throwing myself, practicing for the ball to come in. And my mom was like, "The fuck were you doing? Like, what were you doing back?" I was like, "I was practicing. When the ball came, I was going to be ready." But no, it was a time of a lifetime. It was a blast, and can't wait to. I don't know who else am I gonna embarrass. I mean, Tony Hawk broke his leg, so he can't play. I'm thinking of celebrities.
Next time I'm gonna just go up there and I'm gonna score on you. I'm not playing any defense Kind of like how my team did.
Maybe I'll just put Sal on the other team, Tony.
Oh,
I actually
yes.
told Sal I would have stopped that.
Please.
I would have stopped that shot.
Which one?
His shot. Oh well, yeah, right.
Oh.
That rocket shot that he scored. I think I would have had a hand on it. I would have got a
think
touch
so.
on it.
I don't think so.
I'm down. Put him on the other side. Put him on the other side, Craig.
Oh, challenge noted. Okay, got that.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right, excellent, guys. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And like I said, anytime to connect, we're trying to stitch the indoor and outdoor community together, one stitch at a time. I mean, how much I'm a part of the outdoor community and here in San Diego, and that's why I keep trying to keep the torch lit. That there's a vibrant, important part of our history, and I think it's really cool to know your history and to understand where you are, and to understand what our lore is and what our culture is.
Yes.
What our city's soccer culture is. Believe me, here at Soccer's, we want our team to be as emblematic of our city's culture as any team that is trying to do it out there. So come help us be part of that. And if Thursday is your first chance, it's almost like I'm saying, hey, the first taste is free. I mean, $5 free parking, $2 beers. Come on, it's in today's economy with today's gas prices.
Right.
I mean, basically, sit down and have a beer for less than a gallon of gas at some places.
Yeah, exactly. So again, that's Thursday, March 31st at 7:35 p.m. San Diego Sockers versus the Florida Tropics. Reminding me of the Will Ferrell movie.
They
Jackie
really
Moon.
do, don't they? Yes,
absolutely. It's a great movie. Have you watched Jackie Moon?
No, I
It was
I feel like I always disappoint everyone with the movies I have not seen.
You're Andrew Garfield, or you're at Spider-Man doing the references to Iron Man of like, oh, I watched this old movie called Alien and they did this and the.
It was The Empire Strikes Back.
But speaking, Craig, again, you are an important thread here in the beautiful tapestry that is San Diego soccer. You also were part of history this past weekend, as I'll give you a second if you want to take put up all the San Diego Wave merchandise as well. But yeah, I mean, and that's the first thing I thought, right? Which means that you're doing a good job. As here, I once again put you as and Alan Underwood. Geez, technical difficulties.
Dude.
Hey, man, it's.
Damn.
The spirit of him lives. Salud, Califino, 20%, two balls, 20.
Little extra añejo right
Ooh, same thing I have in here. So salud, Craig.
Mm-hmm. Salud.
How was that for you, Greg, being part of the San Diego Wave as a PA announcer?
What a great night, what a great opportunity it was. I was approached by them basically the week before, and I think at Wave they've been trying to put a lot of things together, in a quick period of time. And I think one of the things they wanted to not worry about too much was their game day operations. Yeah. And so, they got a guy like Mike Grace, who's been around this town, whether it's Padres at Qualcomm, Padres at Petco Park, Seals, what have you. I mean, he's just about done everything. A guy like me who's pretty much done everything, all the faces in the press box, from Tim to Jeff on the board, like everyone is like seasoned regulars, seasoned pro. Samantha Rivera, younger, but still, absolutely qualified and someone you don't have to worry about. And I think they wanted to make sure there was stuff that they just could kind of plug and play. And so, PA is something I've done. Yeah. Over the years, I did the Poinsettia Bowl for all the years that the Poinsettia Bowl was around.
Did you really? I went to every single one of those. I used to help my dad cook for his boss and the tailgate, and then we got free tickets to those at the queue. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. That's wild.
Well, so funny story. It was I want to say 2005. I looked at it's 2004 or 2005. It was Oregon, Oklahoma. That's Holiday Bowl.
Yep. Yes.
And Brian Main, who was the voice of the Holiday Bowl, PA voice year in, year out, also PA voice of the Aztecs, Aztecs basketball, Aztecs football. And he worked at Clear Channel as I did. He was a guy who, and he still works there as it now iHeart as a voice guy, voice for commercials and whatever they need. A production guy. And so Brian and I, friends, we both worked in the morning. We would see each other all the time. And several times I had helped him out at a Holiday Bowl and spotted for him, be the person standing behind going on 15,
Yeah.
carried the ball, or, 92 made the tackle, 6 yards, like that stuff. And it was always fun because it's like high pressure and, kind of like live stage performance. So I had spotted for him a couple of times, but I had never done big stadium PA. I had done like my dad's high school football. I had done some baseball, like at youth stuff, but I had never done PA. I'd done plenty of play-by-play, whatever, never PA. And Brian Main called me like at 6, 7 in the morning, the day of the Holiday Bowl, and said, "Listen, I'm sick. Like I'm just deathly ill. Like he had a horrible flu."
Yikes.
And he like terrible fever and shivers and chills. And I can't do it. I can't do the Holiday Bowl. Can I get you the script? Could you do the Holiday Bowl? And I'm like, I'll do the Holiday Bowl. And
Hell
it
yeah.
just so happened that like one of my best friends, my best man at my wedding, like childhood friend from Long Beach, was coming into town, like flying in that day. I was like, Hey,
Wow.
guess what? You're going to spot for me
Wow.
Wow.
Guess what you're doing
at the
today?
Holiday Bowl. And we're going to do Oregon, Oklahoma, and we're going to do this thing,
Yes.
And it's like, it's a different thing to hit the button there and to say it and to hear it
Yes.
60,000 size,
Yeah.
the extra
I
size,
bet.
because there's a slight delay. It comes out like kind of an annoying quarter second later,
Yes.
so that if you listen to it, you'll be like, you'll stop. You'll feel like you're interrupting yourself, and so you have to learn to not hear it.
Yeah.
And so we did that as like the first game, pulled it off. I think it was fine. No one had any complaints, because Mark Neville, who now runs it and before them was the number 2 to Bruce Pinkowski, was like, "Hey, do you want to do the Poinsettia Bowl? We're gonna have this new game next year, the Poinsettia Bowl, and do you want to do that one so that Brian doesn't have to do them both?" And that's how I started doing that. And it was just because Brian was sick, and
Wow.
I had that opportunity. So a chance to do soccer PA is really easy. I mean, mostly you
Yes.
just stay out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it
You know.
added a little extra something because
You'd
again,
be a terrible PA announcer because you can't see from far.
okay, thank you. I literally am blind on my right eye, almost legally, but it's okay.
Still stops shots.
Still stopping shots from Shannon McMillan. Exactly, Craig. See, if anything, that adds to the legend. Like, come on, like you couldn't get it past the
Half
fat
blind
blind guy.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, come on now.
At blind guy.
No wonder she retired. Oh, man.
Oh man.
But no, like it's crazy. Just like the soccer's, Craig. You've been there. You're here in San Diego. There's a reason your Twitter handle is 619 Sports. Like you're in it, and coming from you, it should mean a little something else. If you're true San Diego, I think that's what like Adrian the Brujo saw. Like if you're true San Diego, homie, soccer's, bro. Like, ¿qué más quieres?
That's
You want
right,
Mexican stuff? Hugo Sanchez played here. ¿Qué más quieres? Like history, ahí está. Like, what more do you want? Like,
Come through, fool.
come through. Fool. What's up, fool? What you doing on Thursday, fool? March 31st, bro. Fool. This is $2 Bud Lights, fool. What's up, bro?
Let's go hit the bat. No, fool. I'm going to the soccer.
Oh,
fool.
ya está ese. Hey, bring your Jaina, fool. We can get her for
the
$5
Jaina?
too, fool. Free parking, ese.
No.
Things that I can say and you can say, but Craig can't. We got you, Craig. But again, it's a great just thing that's happening here in San Diego, soccer wise, man. And I really hope that the Sockers benefit. I honestly, I'll say it. I think the Wave's going to be fine. They got money. They got Alex Morgan. They got good. Like, yeah, but San Diego Sockers is here and has been here and is going to be here to stay. And definitely you have to support. And I really hope that all this soccer movement that's happening in San Diego benefits you, Craig, and everybody down there, because everybody's just works incredibly hard from front office, back office, the players themselves. Just it's a legit professional team, man. Like,
Well, I appreciate that. It is. This is the tail end. So I'm kind of like those folks at the end of Survivor, except instead of losing 30 pounds over the season, you probably gained 10. But but just like that kind of worn down. Like, are we there yet? But it's also so exciting because I'll say this is the closing thing. Like, one of the reasons why I'm continuously drawn to the Soccers, and like no matter what, I always want to be part of this club, is because championship or bust.
Championship or bust.
How many places do you get to work? I've got 5 championship rings,
and nobody can take those away.
I legitimately have them. They're over there. My son can look at them, and like, I want a 6th. Like, I want a 6th.
Is this Craig Elsten or Tom Brady?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how many people have 5 rings? You know, like, just
toe ring
in the world. How many people do?
5,
so
whole hand.
Like, that's just so cool to be part of a team where all we care about is like, we want to win a championship, we want to represent, we want to do it the right way, we want to be the class team of the league, and like, that's and also it's an incredible challenge to get anyone to come out. So
yeah,
it's like all of it. It makes for a really fun, challenging puzzle that I love, and I love all of our clubs. I'm so excited for Wave and their promise and their future. I love where Loyal is. I think you guys did a great job breaking that down.
Thank you.
To interesting games. Obviously, there's been a lot of interesting stuff that's been happening of late. But, that's cool, too. I mean, not the thing itself, but just the fact that we've got culture and discussion and brouhaha. And like, it just means that we're so much further along than we were. And that's why I always say, like, I'm not asking anyone to put the Soccers in front of everything else, but I just want them to put it in there with everything else.
Yes.
As
they deserve to be.
Right. Have it be a part of your 12-month a year soccer experience in San Diego.
Of course.
That's why we have you here, Craig. Soccer's 15-time champion, Los Campeones, awesome since 78. I mean, it's your team, San Diego. Like, I don't care if they're here. I don't care if they play in Chula Vista. I don't care when they play in the beautiful Calafino arena. But it is the San Diego's team, genuinely San Diego's team. Thank you, Craig, again. Thursday, March 31st, $5 a ticket, $2 for
free
Bud
parking.
Light. Free parking. You get, if you wear baseball, preferably Padres gear, you get yourself a championship.
While supplies last.
While supplies last, a championship cup. So,
yes.
How are we doing, Craig?
Pint class. Doing good. We did it, guys. We did it. Thank you so much for the time.
No,
I got to go to bed, so I go up to the office in the morning, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about the rest of the soccer world as well.
Yes, absolutely, because we walked into the American Outlaws bar for the Mexico game, so that was fun. Yeah, we did that. That was interesting. But again, thank you, Craig. Check out San Diego Soccer's this Thursday, and enjoy and truly appreciate what you have in front of you, because it's greatness. It is greatness. Muchas gracias, Craig. Señor Craig.
There's Craig.
Let's go. Thank you so much. Take
Gracias. Bye-bye. Well, that's fun.
Do we have to talk about Mexico?
I mean...
God damn, man.
What do you mean if we have to talk about Mexico? Mexicanos
a grito de guerra, el acero a prestar y el ruido, y retiembre en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón.
All right, so we went to O'Brien's.
If that gets copyrighted.
Mexico copyrights this.
Man.
So
los huevos que tenemos.
So like we said,
to go to O'Brien's?
We were going to go, and we went, and we did it just to check out. Honestly, chavos, we didn't know that you guys would have that with the Pancho Villa's army up until later. We had already made plans.
Sorry, chavos.
Next time, con ustedes, cabrones. But
díganos con tiempo.
Look, we were like, all right, this is going to be a good match. Let's go. Now we know people. We know more people that support the U.S. than ever before. A lot of our friends are there. Presidente Steve was there. Nick Duffy was there.
Podcast.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to be recognized.
It was cool.
It's fun. Get a little tingle.
It was a nice little vibe. I think I did tell some people, man, you guys were great hosts. Honestly, a little shit talking here and there, you know, but it was all
Yeah.
fair. It's all fair in games. So rivalries, Mexico against the U.S. But let's talk about the game real quick, man.
All right. So the game itself was.
That was news fest.
Doesn't matter. Like it was honestly, it was the perfect game to go to.
Donuts for both teams.
But in any case, it was. We both stood up for the national anthem. We weren't gonna do it. We
weren't, but then
we
they
weren't-
all started
not that way.
singing theirs.
Not that way. We were like a little bashful when we showed up. We were like it's gonna be weird. Like, you know, it's Mexico. You know, we're gonna walk in. You had your Mexico hat, your Chivas jersey, and everything, and
Nick Duffy's like, I mate, it's international matches.
yes, as I'm wearing my Mexico version San Diego
Oh,
Loyal jersey.
when do the Loyal play?
Yeah, ouch. But in any case, it was a match in Azteca with 50% capacity in the stadium, right? Yeah, right.
I believe so. It wasn't full capacity, as Mexico's still strict on COVID because COVID's still very much alive.
Yeah, no, it is. Estados Unidos. But yeah, so we were talking about the call-ups, the last episode, and who's actually going to play.
I almost got that lineup like to the point. Like the only three defenders that didn't start that I thought that I'm sorry, I'm talking so slow. The back line was a little different. Tata Martino went with the youngsters, man. He started Montes and Johan Vasquez. I said it was going to be Nestor Araujo and Moreno. I thought he was going to go with the experience. I like that he went with Montes because the U.S. tends to destroy us on their set pieces. McKinney wasn't there for the U.S., who's
Thankfully.
the one who destroys us on those set pieces. But, man, those kids are fast for the U.S., man. He went with Johan Vasquez, who's been getting a lot of reps in Italy. So very young center back duo. You go in with Sanchez on the right, who was the clear choice since Chaka's not there. And thank God Chaka's not there.
Yes.
I thought he was going to go with Gallardo, but Gallardo was on a yellow card, and if he gets another one, he can't play. But he put Arteaga. He took a risk, and Arteaga had a great game. I told you, when was the last time you saw both our fullbacks having an excellent game?
It's been it's been a while, especially both at the same time in the same game, right? But this game was it was a tight one, right? So you had
Francois
Meme, merci beaucoup, Capitan Francois Memo Choa over here. So just want to make sure this is the game. Yeah, this is the game.
Yeah,
0-0.
that's the game.
But in any case, you still have Ochoa starting in this game in the back because again he's not here.
Like,
Man,
our attack is so weak right now,
yes.
where they're making some plays happen, but they're just not scoring, dude. And it's been like that the last couple games, and like that this whole qualifiers. We're one of the team with the fewest goals scored in the whole hexagonal, and it's pretty pathetic for Mexico to be that team. Like, we're not the best. We're not even the second best. We're the third best, if anything.
The first best is Canada. Canada, congratulations, you guys made it.
They
You
already
guys
clinched.
qualified.
They already clinched. The U.S. has not done that.
Felicidades.
Other than that, the U.S., Mexico, Costa Rica have not clinched at all, even though the U.S. decided to take out a banner
Yeah,
and
that's
say
That's so
they
dumb.
qualified already.
I mean, they're going to, like, sure.
yeah,
but,
it's honestly like a 99% chance that they qualify straight through.
Yeah, so it was a good back and forth game for some parts of the of this matchup, but honestly, both teams. This could have been 1-1 max maybe, but both teams had chances that they missed and chances that they absolutely just didn't do well on. There's a one with Pulisic. There's this one too with Timmy Way from the USA that goes to the side. Francois Meme actually gets a hand on it, so he did well on that.
Something
that
about
occasion.
Ochoa just with the Mexico jersey just turns into God mode, dude.
Yeah, like it's a different animal. Like he might be sucking, almost getting benched in America, but he'll still be able to put on a great performance.
Kind of like Giovanni Dos Santos, dude. Any other club he played for, trash. Mexico, oh man.
Yeah, and so you did
Different
have.
breed.
You know what? I just realized this. I watched my first. I was talking about first Mexico game in English, technically, and I'm like, wait, this is the second half. What's going on? Because the visiting side is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wait, this isn't how this happened. But we saw it in the other angle.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. I am sick and tired of Tecatito starting. Chucky is just playing and he just tries to shoot right away. He's not making any plays happen. Tecatito has me pissed off, man. He should not be starting anymore. You have Lainez, you have Vega, you have other star power that can start over him. Jimenez is not the same since that injury. I'm sorry. He's just not that guy anymore. Ever since he came back from that injury, he hasn't been the same.
I low-key want to hear what Martinoli had to say. Because when Martinoli gets to this pitch of voice, you know it's bad.
Corona no. Si tú eres el de los goles bellos, el de los goles importantes, el de los goles exquisitos, no se vale, Corona, que nos hagas eso. Estamos pidiendo todo. Queremos estar como los paisanos de Saguito. Queremos pararte sufrir.
That's why he's the fucking best. He's the fucking best, dude. This guy's the fucking best.
Did you hear what he said? Como los compadres del Sague, the Brazilians, para de sufrir. Oh, para de sufrir. Llame ya. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre mejorar su vida. Hoy llame a nuestro teléfono y Diosito le va a decir que Dios es grande.
Yeah, 6-1 soccer. I'm always going to root for Vega. Vega's probably one of the best players we have in Mexico right now. The fact that he's not in Europe yet pisses me off, but makes me happy because he's still part of Chivas. But anyways, Tecatito shouldn't be starting anymore. I get Jimenez starting because who else are you going to put? Henry Martin up there?
Chicharito should be there.
Oh, please. I really wish Chicharito would have gotten called up. Like,
so Charlie Rodriguez with a great pass, great vision.
I love Charlie as a number 10.
Does the pass?
Like he was essentially playing the number 10 position.
Like Tecatito, like he should have at least maybe hit that first time, like something to get like. Oh man!
Can I just say, everyone's on Gio Reyna's like bandwagon right now just because of that run he had over all the players. That was impressive. Edson Alvarez wasn't a yellow card. Had he not been a yellow card, Gio Reyna
would have taught him a lesson. Would have shut him up. Would have put him down. And again, if you want to talk about misses, we want to talk about misses.
That should have been a goal.
Let's see what Martinoli has to say about this and Dr. Garcia.
François.
Esos que estás viendo la siguiente jugada se cambia todo. Atención al centro, está el primero, el centro,
François, baby. Pulisic knew, man. Pulisic knows. And he ended up scoring a hat trick.
I love
game.
that. I love that. I love Ochoa. Like
LeBron James of soccer couldn't score that, man. To be fair, the ball just hit him. Like it was there.
Yeah, no, he got lucky. Like he was positioned as he should. Pulisic should score that. Pulisic should score that.
Yeah, you're
LeBron James
for Chelsea.
That. That's
Chelsea are the champions of Europe. You start
champions
for that
of
team.
The world.
Champions of the world, and you don't score that tap in.
Yeah, no,
that's why people
get poisoned because of misses like that.
But other than that, this game went back and forth with a few chances on both sides. Mexico could have easily lost this game. The U.S. could have lost this game. The draw was fair. I guess in a way benefits both teams. So it was fine for us. We were at O'Brien's, the enemy's territory, but
it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun.
I had a good time.
It was a blast. I would do it
time.
again. And
I would.
And you know.
And I would request to watch it on Azteca.
I like that. Actually.
Even though you can't really hear much.
Yeah, you can't really hear. They have a lot.
It was packed.
It was packed. A surprising amount of chants in Spanish. I got word from people that maybe they played it up for us, but I don't know. It's fine. It was great. So I don't know. This is all in good fun and everything. 4th minute, you're starting the. Come on, U.S. score a goal. It's very fucking sick. 4 times, guys. And then not even 4 times, but like at minute 4, like you start that. Like I would think that chant comes out like in the 70th minute when they've missed like so much. But in any case, you know, it was really fun. You know, it's really fun being that asshole that just a player goes down from Mexico. Hey, come on.
People were very surprised at how
likable we were.
Yeah, but some people talk to me. It's
humble.
like, oh, thank you for not just like talking shit about everything. Like you understand, like. Yeah, like I like the game.
There is chances, you know, if it's a penalty.
Like I thought this should have been a penalty.
It should have been a penalty.
There's contact.
There is contact. It's a shout. But you know, it just didn't happen that way. But you know, he's a king. I am a king. Thank you, 619 Soccer.
Vega.
Thank you, 619 Soccer. I
Vega.
am very much a king.
He's
I agree
talking
with
about
you.
Vega, not you.
But yeah, so that was that game, 0-0. Eventually, it turned into a bore fest, a snooze fest. Then, obviously, still on the road for the World Cup somehow, some way or another. We need to get through. And
Mexico flies to Honduras for the game that happened yesterday on Sunday. This should have been the easiest game of Mexico's career. Honduras has not won a single game in the octagonal, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but they're the worst team in the CONCACAF right now. And we struggled against them, Tony.
Struggled. I mean,
I don't even think Edson scored that goal. I think it was a wrong goal, dude.
Struggled. Yeah, no, it was pretty bad.
Sí, es un desastre Honduras. Straight up, man.
What's that, Martinelli?
Repeated the lineup.
No habrá público, además de que Honduras no ha ganado un solo partido, es un desastre y la verdad ha dado mucho de qué hablar para mal el equipo.
Yeah, man. He repeats the lineup. Tata wasn't on the bench for this one. I think he had something like
some medical issue.
Yeah. So they repeat the lineup.
Ochoa, Jorge Sanchez.
On paper, it's not a bad lineup, man, but they're just
Cesar Montes.
They're not playing for anything.
Carlos Rodriguez, Hector Herrera.
I'm tired of having HH starting.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to put?
Guti.
Okay.
Guti looked really good.
Oh, Tecatito boy, your boy. And then Raul Jimenez up top with Irving Lozano.
I'm tired of the same. Like, I don't know. It's to the point where, what's the point of going to the World Cup if we're going to play like this? And you know what? To be fair, in 2014, when we struggled and he had to go to the qualifying round against New Zealand, we struggled and we were playing like shit the whole World Cup qualifier. And then we go to the World Cup, and that was probably one of the best World Cups I've seen Mexico play.
Yeah.
So hopefully something changes from when we qualify on Wednesday to November. Hopefully something different happens, Tony. Hopefully the players start playing better. Hopefully Tata gets fired or something and they bring someone else in.
Yeah, you're not going to, as Edson Alvarez gets this ball past the goalkeeper for that 1-0.
Yeah,
but in any case, you're not going to get it past the fifth game playing like this. There's no way you might not even make the knockout round. Stage. Like straight up, you might not even.
So there's a chance Mexico gets put in the first pot.
Yes, so April 1st,
I think Portugal
Friday.
needs to lose, and then Netherlands needs to tie or lose against Germany or something like that, and then they have to win or tie. Portugal's going to end up winning. So I don't even think that at this point that matters.
Yeah.
Just get put in pot 2 and then get placed with Qatar in the first group.
So, Chiva, if Mexico loses against El Salvador, what are the dangers?
It depends by how much they lose. If they lose 1-0, then Costa Rica would have to beat the U.S., I think, by 4 or 5. And then the worst thing that could happen is Mexico just drops to 4th, and then we have the qualifying round again, like in 2014.
And then we get to beat the shit out of the Kiwis again.
I wouldn't mind.
I would not mind.
Nick, I would not mind that.
Nico Boxall just at the mercy of HH.
But the way we're playing, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think it's just safer to tie or beat El Salvador and advance.
They have Chris Wood.
Yeah, so if we lose the U.S., as long as they don't lose by 5 goals, we should be fine. The U.S. could technically forfeit that game and lose 3-0 and advance, and then we should be fine as well if that happens. So I would hope we win and the U.S. loses or ties, so we go in a second place over the U.S. so we can just have something to brag about.
Yeah, I mean,
and just be
at
like,
the end of the day,
yes,
we're both like
second.
We're both like behind Canada. So I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, we're behind Canada, and it's not a good look for anybody. But if Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. qualify, hey, 2026, those are your 2026 teams that are qualifying. We don't have to worry about it next season, next World Cup.
And then we wouldn't be a soccer podcast about, hey, what the fuck? Why are you muting me?
Did I burp and I accidentally muted you?
Nice.
Sorry.
Nice, it's fine. Italy failed to go to the World Cup again.
That's wild.
Against North Macedonia.
Northern Macedonia, who the only player I knew from there was Pandev. And it's pretty insane.
You went from not qualifying to 2018 to then going on like a 30-game unbeaten streak, winning the Euros, and then not going to the World Cup again.
So the game, Italy versus Macedonia, was played at Palermo Stadium in Italy. Macedonia's game-winning goal was by Alexander Trajkovski, a former Palermo player. Here are his goals from the same-ish spot in that same stadium over the years. So you got one. You got terrible music. Same-ish music, same-ish position, same-ish everything. The goals just go in. That's his spot. He picks his spot.
Wrong one.
But hey, I mean, they deserve that too. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck you, huh?
Now I'm just happy. Now I'm just happy because Cristiano Ronaldo's pretty much guaranteed going to the World Cup unless they fumble the bag against North Macedonia. So yeah, I mean, let's talk about San Diego Wave because we
real quick,
we were at that game.
And that's how we finished that game. We'll finish off with San Diego Wave. This is going to end up being the longest episode of Two Balls and a Mic in history.
Fair enough with the first two-time guest episode. So.
Absolutely. And you know what? We're going to take a vacation after this. So as you heard Craig and Alan, we deserve it. We're going to have exclusive interviews. Hopefully
I
they
just
don't
saw
get canceled.
lightning.
Okay, that scared the shit out of me.
But, okay, we were at Torero Stadium for San Diego Wave's first ever home game, and it's for the Challenge Cup. And I got to test out the new camera. You got to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I'll talk about it. Don't worry. I got you.
Talk about the camera.
I got the new camera, so we got some new game footage, not zoomed in on the GoPro, so it's a little better. But other than that, I think expectations for San Diego Wave are different depending on who you ask. Like, if you ask me, you're expecting lots of people and you're expecting the best of the best playing, right? So we got there a little late because we did do cover for SD Inter for the UPSL match. We do their commentary, so the game started at 4, ended at 6, ended a little later because the ref sucked. But we managed to get there around 6:30, 6:40 to Torero Stadium right before media check-in ended. So we were fine. A different crowd than what we're used to for San Diego Loyal. San Diego Loyal, you're used to a different environment where it's a little more rowdy, more people yelling, more bad words, a little more not PG-13 in a way, but San Diego Wave is a little more PG. A lot of little girls that are in attendance to see Alex Morgan, Abby Dahlkamper, a lot of the new era of women's soccer coming up. So it is a lot of little girls environment for San Diego Wave. Older women that are used to watching the U.S. women national team. So the environment is a little different. For a while, it was very quiet on the pitch, and I told Tony, wow, it's very quiet for a sold-out crowd.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, we're very new to women's soccer, and we're excited to learn all about it as we watch and cover San Diego Wave. But I think the atmosphere is going to be, and if you want to go to a Wave game, it's going to be you have a little cousin that likes to play soccer, bring her to a Wave game. That's going to be the vibe for them. Rather than a Loyal game,
or bring him to a Wave game. Like, I don't
Sure,
like. It's
sure.
a great outing. Honestly,
but what I was saying when you were in the bathroom is
was.
it's a lot of little girl environment because they're there to see their heroes, their stars.
There was a lot more youth soccer players, and
little
like
girls
surf.
in particular. That's what it is.
No, 100%. And that's puts for a good family environment.
It's a very PG environment.
The most packed I've seen Torero.
Yeah, it was a sold out crowd, over 6,000 people.
But even then, I've seen Loyal sold out.
Yeah, I've seen 6. It was more packed.
Like, people were just.
I think it looked even more
ramps.
packed by like the VIP area, or the most expensive seats.
También.
But the game itself was a little disappointing to me.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a brand new team. It's their second professional game together. Official game, technically not scrimmage or not a friendly. So, what were your thoughts on this performance by Wave?
So I mean, the goal that came in like the 4th, 5th minute for the Portland Thorns, which again, in understanding and getting to know this league, is like they're actually a really good team. There are 12 teams in the NWSL, but they are one of the better teams in there. They just saw and took advantage of a chance that they saw. Abby Dahlkemper kind of messed up a little bit, losing her mark. and the ball goes in past goalkeeper Sheridan, who put in a fantastic shift. We got to talk to her after and got to interview her a little bit. She had the save of the week before against not Naomi from LA, Angel City. What was her name?
Oh, Press.
Yes, Press. Yes. So riflazo, a super great kick, and Sheridan was able to get that, earned her save of the week last week.
Again, we'll learn this name.
Yeah,
just
no, 100%.
like we learned names.
Definitely. And then see, that's how I learned Sheridan. I know Sheridan because oh my God, world class saves. I don't care who you are. Like those saves that she did were absolutely insane. Obviously, there wasn't much she can do for that goal. But overall, I thought it was a good performance for San Diego Wave because at the end they did have substitutes come in, and then the substitutes themselves. Even Casey Stoney mentioned that, Coach Casey Stoney at the end, that those substitutes brought life into the team. They looked hungry.
They're a proof of point.
Exactly.
They want that starting spot.
They want that starting spot, and so Alex Morgan comes out as well as Abby Dahlkemper in the second half around the 70-something minute. You can clearly tell that the crowd was like, oh, obviously the stars are dipping.
Yeah,
they're leaving.
A lot of people are there to see both of them.
But, overall, the product will speak for itself. The soccer will speak for itself. It's a very fundamental soccer. Women's soccer is an incredibly fundamental sport, much like most of other, like a WNBA. If you look at other sports in that same type of lens, it's a very fundamental sport. I like fundamentals. Like how I'm a boring person when it comes to soccer. Like, not saying it's boring, but I like things old school. I like things. I look good. I like good transitions in play. I like good, different things here and there. But it's definitely one of those things where the team and chemistry will get there, and I think you can tell that this is a brand new team that haven't had live action other than literally 2 games.
And there's been critique of San Diego Wave about community outreach, right? And then you gotta also, and I thought about this, right? I was one of those people saying, yeah, they haven't done much, but you also got to put in your mind where their target audience is going to be a lot of youth athletes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They had presented youth athletes from Rebels to women's players, girls players. For FC Rebels FC. Yes, FC Rebels.
Whoa.
Thunder.
Thor. The Mighty
Cats.
Thor.
Oh.
But overall,
Do you know what Thundercats is?
Yeah.
Okay.
The cartoon.
Cool. All right. Awesome. That. Oof. But no. So definitely a different product that they want there, and I don't know where I was going.
I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
No, it is gonna be great. It was a great outing. Again, the most packed I've seen Torero. It was good seeing some.
We'll see how it looks at Snapdragon.
It was good seeing some old friends and some new friends, and honestly, the crowd was fantastic. That security lady, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. That security lady, it's okay. She was doing her job, and I love her for it.
You know who
for
the
doing
fuck
her job.
I am?
Oh fuck, I am. Absolutely no.
Oh man.
But definitely something that everybody needs to go check out as well. Look, soccer in San Diego, guys. I don't know. We don't need to sell it. Go check it out for yourself. If you see us there, go ahead and get yourself a 2 balls and a mic. Hey, cállese. 2 balls and a mic wave sticker. We do have those color scheme available. So come and say hi, and definitely come in. And it's again, where are you going to see the best players in the world?
Yeah.
So great stuff that they have going on down there, and it's different. The entire presentation is different. It's a different operation. There's similarities. There's a lot of Big Squeeze Lemonade. There's just a lot of similarities when it comes to the food vendors and whatnot. But I do think it's something that is for everybody, for the entire family to go see. Trying to think, man, that camera is really good. You were really proud of those shots.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
I still don't think Casey Stoney likes me.
I don't think she likes press conferences.
Maybe.
I don't think she's a fan of press conferences.
Maybe, but look at this reaction to my question.
What is the message to the team today after this performance that they had?
No.
What is the message to the team today after?
Right there.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck this question. Fuck this guy.
this performance that they had. You had a great performance by sharing.
Yeah, I think, listen, I was really proud of them.
I don't want to talk about individual performances. All right, well.
Yeah, I was
guess I won't
gonna
ask
ask about Naomi Girma. So I was
Girma.
like, never mind.
Absolutely. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
man.
this is gonna go ahead. I thank you, Taylor Tay, for joining here at the end. Go ahead and hey, you can always listen on Spotify, Apple, on rewatch it on YouTube. Like you can do all of that, Taylor. Taylor actually saw me as I went into that last parking spot because he was pulling up as a passenger. He's like, "Hey, is there parking down there, Tony?" I'm like, "No, there isn't." I parked it. I made a parking. You saw the parking. Like I made a parking. But definitely,
If you go to Wavy, you definitely want to get there early.
Yeah, get there early, get some swag. It was a great time out. But with that said, 2 hours of two balls and a mic. We have
This is a locals episode.
Listen, we have this coming out whenever it comes out now. We have Two Balls y Leal coming out on Wednesday. We have, hopefully, if everything goes right and we're not boxed out once again for the convenience of others, we will have interviews with San Diego loyal players, something that we've been meaning to get out there, but unfortunately the media availability hasn't been there for us. But hopefully we get that to you. And
we're going on vacation, guys, so Tony hates it. I'm excited. I'm going to have fun.
I don't hate it.
You're going to have fun.
It'll be great.
You're going to
love
have
it.
fun.
I'm just tired already. Vacation shouldn't be tiring, but it's okay. I'm looking forward to it. So next time you see us here, it's going to be your birthday after. So happy birthday, Chiva.
I think next episode is the day before my birthday.
The day before your birthday. So we'll go ahead and do that then. Thank you again for everybody who's been hanging out with us. Check out Calafino Tequila, 2 balls 20 on there. We'll try to get you guys discounts for the San Diego Loyal tickets, maybe San Diego Wave tickets. We'll see how we can maybe finagle that.
It's gonna be tough, but yeah.
Absolutely. So
thank you guys for watching,
everything.
man. Appreciate you guys.